Morning all. I have one or two games this morning. Okay, so deppis 2096. Play c4 here. Knight c3. Okay, so we've got a King's engine. I'll play as Samisch, I think. So f3 is quite aggressive if it's got the idea of bishop e3 and queen d2, casting queen side and an h-pawn attack. It's quite simple. I used to play this quite a lot a few years back. Black is getting control of e5 though with that c5. I could change plan here because of this b5. I could slip in knight h3, which actually I saw the other night in this Muswell Hill match. That their board 1 played this move at some point, knight h3. Okay, so I've just really strengthened the centre, and I'm hoping that this queenside advance is not too dangerous at the moment. So now, how can I use this knight? Maybe knight d3 is on the e5 square. But black could always play e6 and ed and try and rip open the e file. Where is the best place for the king? You know, maybe here, maybe on f2. Actually, I'll play b3 now because he's blocked in his rook. So it'll take more time to sort of use the a file now. Now, do I start going on the attack with, say, bishop h6? I think that would reduce the king's safety a little bit, bishop h6, to exchange off these bishops, without weakening my own dark squares. That's what's snag about it. Alright, so if rook a2s, I've always got knight b2s at the moment, so what about just h4, h5, g4? What about g4 first? If I play g4 first, then h4. Also, I suppose I want to sort of develop some pieces as well, but the rook is being developed, arguably. Alright, so an interesting decision. If I play g5, how do I get at the black king later? Maybe knight f4 takes h5. Might be a bit slow. So, on the other hand, g5 and bishop h3 looks interesting. I can't allow h3, knight e4 is going to be strong. So I think I will block out the position and try and delay the opening of lines here. So something like f4 now. And then maybe like bishop g2 and even castle on king side. Bishop g2 again supports the centre. Can I afford rook b2 here? So if takes would be check. Rook a1, bishop g2. So if I get that check in, okay, do I need the check? I don't want an exchange of queens, so check, king moves, castles, queen a2, almost like forcing the exchange of queens. On the other hand, anything else, or knight takes b2, might check, but then king f2, rook a2. There's queen a3 though, so I think I will play the check. And I'll just castle. So I want to get in this f5 like previously mentioned. I'm still controlling e5, so it's not so bad for that knight. But b3 might drop off. So do I need to change the plan again? Or just leave the queen there, just play e5? Or bishop h3? That looks good as well, just bishop h3. Mind you, rook a3, but then I can take his queen. Okay, so I think, yeah, bishop h3. Then maybe f5 takes bishop e6 and try and, you know, infiltrate like that. So via e6 and f7. Although I'm going to be dropping now b3 after rook a3. But if he takes that, well, I get rook a1s in. But let's see this. Bishop e6 might be good. Finally getting an invasion square. So knight e5, maybe I could just take, and I'm still invading, and I can get the other knight to d3. It's quite pretty to get the knight d3. Also, rook f7 is supported now. Rook f7, and well, he's just left a piece on now, so he hasn't recaptured. So I can just take on f8, but I don't want to lose e6. So what's the simplest way now? Maybe just knight d7 to deprive the knight of even the f8 square. So if he wants to exchange rooks, fine. If he doesn't, then rook f7. Okay, so we're just maybe rook f7 now. So I can just take on e7, I think. Oh, I've just blundered though because of rook a2. Unless, you know, I think might be that there might be knight f6 check though after this, after losing this knight. Knight f6 will give me two big passed pawns with a threat of rook e8 immediately. So I think that's good enough. The king can also walk to g5 now, I hope. So rook e8 is the immediate threat. It's not mate, but it's getting close to being really dangerous. So f7, maybe. Mind you, he's got king g7, but then rook g8, and then I can queen. Okay, let's have a quick overview and summary. So this knight h3 to f2 is interesting. Yeah, to get to d3, it's quite useful to eye this e5, which black had based the earlier strategy of. So I went in for extending the scope of the rook, but now switched this plan to just a slow appealing plan, f4, f5 later, which exposes the f file, in particular e6 and f7. So this is an interesting plan as well, I think. Once bishop e6 happens, it's very passive pieces here for black, and getting to f7, the opponent just dropped a piece, but won a piece back, but it's too late now. This knight f6 is creating very dangerous pawns. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.